Hi guys, I'm Not Bubbles. Welcome to the Laughing Gremlins podcast. Today I've been joined by somebody who absolutely enjoyed Endgame, the new Avengers movie, Hippie Panda.
Definitely, I did.
And somebody who did not, Damish.
You guys knew that was coming though, didn't you?
We don't like him either. Don't feel bad.
I got some stuff to say about it. You will not like it.
No, till later.
Yeah.
Not now.
Well, yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to end up talking about Endgame and Game of Thrones spoilers stuff towards the end of the podcast. So you don't have to panic sign out now. Probably too late. Bye, you two people who did. We almost had them. It's too late. But what we're going to do, we're going to go right into games on our radar, talking about games that are coming out. We got Hippie Panda doing one. We're going to cut most of the show short because we're going to rant about Endgame for a while. Well, Damage is going to rant. We're going to listen. Tell you all why he's bad. So Hippie Panda, what do we got?
Coming out on May 8th is the new Life is Strange 2, Episode 3 coming out. For those of you who haven't played the first Life is Strange, it is a... What is it?
Butterfly effect game?
Yeah, I don't really know the name of it. It's like
it.
the choices you make impact the end of the game type game.
Yeah, and it's based on like the minor decisions you make affect how these people are, whether they make it or not, things like that.
The main character of the first one is a girl named Max who can rewind time. So at any moment, you can pretty much rewind what you do to go see what life would be like if you made a different decision throughout the entire thing. And it's a really intense game.
I do that with a lot of games. It's called Save Scumming.
I actually got into a debate whether or not save scumming was okay in stealth game. Did you ever play Thief or Dishonored or those games, either of you?
Mm-mm.
No, but I've played plenty of Hitman.
Same thing. You get caught. Part of escaping is part of the game. I don't remember who it was with, but they would like try to pickpocket somebody, save beforehand, pickpocket them. Oh, failed. Restart. Do it again. It's like, no, get away, try again, because escape is actually the most interesting part.
No, because like games like Hitman, you're not going to get 100% if you get caught. So that's why we save Scumming.
But this was on, I think it was Dishonored, where it literally didn't matter.
Yeah, but what's the difference between that and dying and restarting?
Skill. If they make getting away part of the game, like actually running, hiding part of the game, you should go through. And we can move on. This is a side story for another time. Anyways, back to Life is Strange. Do we have any more on that?
Not really.
All right. Damish has one. He tried to talk about it yesterday, and he forgot. And now he's shaking his head, and he's
really
like,
don't.
yeah, okay. Andy, call him bad.
I really think I could be doing more with my life than this. Also, did you hear Not Bubbles say yesterday instead of last time? What a tool.
We don't even need to give a pause there. I can just edit it in. What the fuck am I doing? All right, we're going to go right into a segment that we haven't been doing recently, but people watching. We saw something funny a while ago, and we're going to bring it to you, and you can tell You can tell if it's funny or if we're just bad people for laughing at everyone. Hippie Panda, take it away.
Well, there's actually two things to talk about, because we went to the Farmington Diner, which is a new place that opened up in town, and as we were pulling in, a lady was puking outside her car.
Yes, we still went in and ate.
So that's one of those things that we usually call red flags.
Right, I was like,
do we new restaurant, so puking in the parking lot, red flag.
Do we really want to go in here?
I actually don't know if they served alcohol there. In my mind, I was like,
yeah, they do.
Too much. Okay. It definitely wasn't like a bar or something to drink at.
I don't know, but we made eye contact, and it was very uncomfortable.
That is something we should do. Like, whenever we're sick.
Eye contact
No. Whenever we're sick, just go outside of a restaurant. We don't like getting sick the whole time when people go in, don't order the salmon. They're safe. Nobody orders salmon.
We did have a point to this one, right?
No. Is this your first week on the show?
You say that every week.
I am new. Hi, guys.
All right. And second story. Go ahead.
Okay, so while we were in there was a lady talking behind us to some guy that she was eating with.
Date, family member.
I think it was a family member because she was younger and he was older.
It's both.
Whatever, but the lady was like, I can't go to the Hannaford in Farmington anymore. And the guy's like, why's that? And she's like, because I told the manager to fuck off. And he's like, why's that? And she's like, he was stalking me. What?
You shake a can of beans?
If you talk... Oh, that's terrible. Oh my god, I think I taste blood.
What was more terrible? The fact that it was a really, really cheesy joke, or it took you a few seconds to realize what I was saying.
I got it. I was just trying to put it behind me, and like the woman in the parking lot at the diner, it was like, I made it to the car, but I can't.
Well, she drove away like there was no problem, so.
But no, remember, if you confront your stalker, be polite. You don't want that to be awkward. Just be like,
yo, stalker,
stop following
fuck
me.
off.
Please.
Oh, you're the manager. Oh, sorry.
Honestly, that's pretty much all we got for people watching. We'll go right into mythical beasts, and
I gotta say, I do like this. We are moving right along.
I know it's because we're just all so ready to get into Infinity Wars Part 2.
You literally.
Damish is shaking his head.
Quick, go through everything.
He's so angry. The mythical creature of the week is the Phoenix, and this was requested on iFunny by ZMac9906, Vanessa164, and Jake Lockley. They wanted the Phoenix. We're gonna just make them so disappointed in us right now. So, what is a Phoenix? Damish, go. You didn't look it up. Go.
I didn't. So I'm gonna say it's a mythical bird that was born out of the ashes, and that's about
Ashes
all
of
I got.
what?
Ashes from a fire.
You're not wrong, but
It is from the ashes. Just-
it rises from the ashes. But Hippie Panda, do you know?
It's a type of firebird.
Close enough.
That lives a long time.
It's a bird that lives 1,000 years. In the original lore, it lives in paradise. After 1,000 years, it comes to places, towns, Arabia, stuff like that. Gathers herbs and shit. Sings a song.
So is that the origin? Is it Middle Eastern? Because I didn't actually look up where it actually came from.
Clear whether or not, like, it definitely looks like it's Greek, but some people think it's from Egypt. It sings.
We're just gonna put a pin in that one.
Yeah, it sings a song, and the sun god in his chariot, you can see why I'm being like, it's Greek, stops to listen to the song.
It's
and
actually Roman.
Roman? Well,
Yeah.
both Greek, because Greek Apollo.
Yeah,
and
but usually when they're referring to the sun god, it's usually a Roman kind of thing.
I don't know. But anyways, he stops his chariot, listens to the song, and the time it stops, a spark from the sun comes, lights the phoenix on fire, and it's reborn from... A new phoenix is reborn from the ashes of that. So it represents a symbol of time, life and death, all that good stuff. Let's see. In portrayals, it's in D&D, which, well, no shit, not bubbles. It's actually kind of interesting because it doesn't need to die in a fire to be reborn in D&D. It's just 1d6 days later, it's reborn. And that's no matter how old it is. If it's reborn from the ashes, its head pops up and an adventurer is just like, ah, shit, steps on it. It's gonna be reborn a few days later. It can actually talk, like, common tongue and celestial, so it's actually a pretty good messenger for the gods. Because nobody
Phoenix,
wants...
The Phoenix can talk common tongue.
Yep, it can sense evil. Honestly, there's no real way to use it in a campaign other than a messenger from a god, because nobody wants the big bad of something to be a phoenix,
Okay.
unless
It's the
you're running an evil
perfect
campaign.
pet.
So we're gonna derail this just for one
Yep.
second. So I pose this question to you: if you could be any class in D&D, what class would you be?
Do I need to be skilled in the things, or would I be skilled in the, like, if I chose sorcerer, would I be intelligent, or would I be my intelligence going into it?
This is real life, so I'd probably pick a...
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
I want to say bard. Probably a fighter. It's just the simplest.
Let's really
Punch it
just...
till it stops moving.
How are you gonna cop out?
Yes.
What about you, Hippie Panda?
How many choices are there?
A lot.
What kind of role would you fulfill in the party?
I like doing magical stuff, so probably a sorceress.
Zorocaster? Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
something
enough.
like
What
that.
about you, Danish?
So I want to be the cool guy and be like, I want to be a warrior. I just want to hit stuff. But honestly,
Fighter, not warrior.
honestly, I'd probably be a bard.
There's a difference. A fighter is like a knight.
Are we
Well,
really going to
there-
get
there's
into
a
this?
knight. Yes.
Anyway,
A fighter's basically brawn.
I'd
Be a
probably be a
dwarf.
bard because everybody likes the bard until you get into a fight.
Dwarf is a race, not a class.
Same difference. You could be a dwarf bard.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was your answer?
Never mind. Let's just move on.
So, real quick.
Wait, hold on. No, we're not going to... We're going to do the argument thing. What were you just rambling on about? Warrior and a fighter?
There is a difference between the two. Warrior.
Which one did I say?
You
Is
said
it
warrior.
warrior has
So you
armor?
corrected me then.
Yep.
There's a difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That means there are two different ones, right?
Well, you said you're not copping out like I'm going to be a warrior, and you're accusing me of copping out because I said
wasn't.
fighter.
I wasn't. That's just the go-to answer. I want to be a warrior because I want to be tough and strong. So,
See, that's why I chose
yeah.
fighter, not warrior.
because you wanted to make the argument because we weren't going to get that this week.
Seriously, what are they even fighting about?
All right, so let's see. Different ways phoenixes have been used in media.
Why are we still talking about
No,
phoenixes?
I didn't mean move on back to Phoenix.
No,
I
we're
mean,
going
let's,
back to the phoenix.
let's
because we're
segue
gonna-
on to Endgame.
No,
So-
we're not. We're doing trivia now.
We're doing the Phoenix.
Shit. I skipped ahead.
Mainly because I want to see Damish's reaction when I tell him that a Phoenix is involved in a quest in RuneScape.
Nobody plays that anymore.
Everyone plays that. All
I'm
the
trying.
cool people.
I'm
all
trying
the OGs.
to play it.
All of them. And apparently there's a Phoenix in Ark. And in Final Fantasy. Actually, there's a Phoenix Summons.
And Conan the Barbarian.
Did it have a Phoenix?
The old cartoon, yes, it did.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking Conan Exiles.
Conan the Barbarian. I haven't heard that in forever.
Not as cool as Dave the Barbarian.
Is that a thing?
So,
Yes.
I heard something about trivia.
Yes.
It's probably not going to be as boring as whatever we just talked about.
And what we're doing, me and Damish have decided that we're going to do fantasy this week, but we're going to pose it to Hippie Panda to keep going along with the uber-specific Firefly trivia to see if she can't stump the fuck out of us. Like, that's her quest. And I don't know what we're doing when she does it. Probably crying.
I want to see the tears.
Okay, do you want to go first, Damish, or should I?
I don't, because I lost mine, and I forgot the name, so I'm looking
Right,
up a new one.
he totally saved it onto a file, and he can't find the file. He is not scanning the internet right now. Okay, I've got two, because one's arguably not a fair question, but we'll see what they think. So, back when Jamie was trying to reclaim River Run for the phrase, he met with Catelyn's brother. What was the reason that Catelyn's brother met with him?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah, both of you. You remember Jamie trying to reclaim River Run before going back to find out that Cersei went all Mad King on him?
Yep.
Spoilers.
Wait, so I'm kind of confused. Are you talking about the Blackfish? Because he didn't really go back there to talk to him. He went back to take River Run.
No, but when Jamie went there to take River Run, why did Catelyn's brother meet with him? They had one-on-one time talking alone. Why?
To give up River Run, because he betrayed him. Who the fuck are you talking about?
Catelyn's brother.
What's his name?
Just say his fucking name.
No, because that's the trick of the question.
How about first name?
No.
Just the first name?
Talk.
I don't know.
Okay. So the idea was to trick you guys into thinking it was the Blackfish, when in reality, Catelyn's brother was Edmure, the one who was the phrase captive.
You mean the one that I literally just said was there to betray him and give up River Run?
Yes, but you didn't say it was because he was his captive. He's shaking his head. All right. And this one's a 3-part question. Yeah, 3-part question. Okay. They're all no tricks to this one. What is the name of Ned Stark's sword? Damish.
Son of a bitch.
There it is. That's what I've been looking for. Because it's one of those things. Everyone knows.
I've heard this.
Oh, fuck. It's gone, isn't it? It's just gone.
It is. I think we've actually had this conversation before, because I thought I called it Longclaw, but it's not Longclaw.
Longclaw. I remember that. Shit.
Longclaw is Jon Snow's sword now. You think I should have Andy chime in and be like, oh, fuck, I do not know.
But it's such an easy question.
Andy knows.
Andy knows all.
Everything.
Damn straight bitches.
The name of Ned Stark's great sword is Ice.
That's not even close to what I was thinking.
No, it's Ice, and it got melted down and remade into 2 new swords, and this kind of made me realize something. What are the names of those swords, and who holds them currently?
Can I?
Yep.
Okay, so first one is Widow's Wail.
Mm-hmm.
That is currently being held by, I want to say Jamie, but I could have sworn he gave it away to somebody.
Nope, you had it. It's Jamie. Jamie has it.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different sword. And the second one is Oathkeeper, which is currently being held by Sir Brienne of Tarth.
Yep. I didn't realize that they both had basically the components of ice. And when I realized that, I was like, I need to incorporate that into the question somehow. So anyways, those are my questions. Damish, what's the question you got?
I don't have one, so I'm going to lob another one. What are the classes of the original Final Fantasy game?
Yes, I'm out.
Wow, I am disappointed. Let's see. You've got your warrior, or is it the fighter?
I hate to be a dick, but I think it's actually a fighter.
There's the thief. Yeah, it's the thief, not the rogue, right? Yeah, thief. Then you've got the white mage and the black mage. But then you can also get a red mage.
How many are there?
And I think there's a monk, right?
Yes.
Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Hot damn, I know shit.
Maybe the monk's a fighter and the other guy's a warrior. I know we just had that argument, and I didn't really think it was going this way.
That's okay.
But yeah, close
enough.
enough.
I'll look it up real quick. Well, no. I'll look it up later and Andy will tell us.
Yeah, that was close enough.
That's the whole point of Andy.
While it is referred to as a warrior in later versions of the game, the original NES version has the character listed as a fighter. Point for Damish.
You guys ready for Firefly trivia?
I am, because I got my A game.
This is 1-0, just want to call it.
I have 3 of them.
Oh, God.
I don't know how specific they are because I've only seen it once. But, okay, first one. It comes from episode 2, Serenity.
Okay.
On what planet did Simon study medicine?
Oh, shit.
I'm going to stump you on the first one. This is
Is it-
exciting.
You are. 'cause
Is it Ariel?
It's not
Nope.
Ariel.
No.
That's the only planet I can think of. And you know what? I just rewatched that. All of them. Not
Seriously?
too long ago. Yeah, I did. I watched it all the
Oh,
time.
crap.
Yeah, whatever.
I can't even think. Like, it was in episode 2, because I'm thinking episode 1 when he's, like, explaining to him his history when they first discover River, but
Well, those are usually one episode. 1 and 2.
Okay, that might be it. It's gone, and I don't think any amount of me grunting and groaning is going to bring it back.
You want to know?
Yep.
Osiris.
Osiris, fuck.
I know, that's bad. 'Cause that's
That
kind of an
is,
easy one.
like, I can't believe I didn't get that.
Alright,
That's the other only planet I could name off the top of my head.
what else you got?
Okay. In the episode Our Miss Reynolds,
One of the best
it
episodes.
begins with
They're all one
the
of best.
crew confronting a gang of robbers in the woods by a stream.
Mm-hmm.
In that episode, Mal swears to end one of the robbers
On
by
his floral
what
pink
By
bonnet.
his pretty
Mal swear
full
by.
bonnet.
Bonnet. Yep.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, third one.
That one's not a good one because I think that's the one thing everyone remembers from that episode.
Also from Our Miss Reynolds.
Okay.
Jane. Okay, so he meets. Wait.
Are you asking what he gets for a reward? Because that's a rain stick.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh my
you
God.
got it.
Was it really?
It was.
I was just
Okay.
like, what's the most inane fact about Jane in that episode?
Okay, so I got another one.
That's okay. I stumped you on the first one.
We're gonna do Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Ooh,
yep.
okay.
What was the original color that they all had for a bandana
For bandana,
In
wasn't it?
in
black?
the comics?
It
It was gray, right? Because it was black and white.
in the comics, black.
It was red.
Red? Really?
No,
Huh.
all of
I
them.
thought the original was black and white. What?
No, it was red.
I thought you were going to ask about the fifth turtle, and I was like, oh shit, I don't remember her name. No one likes her.
No, we already did that.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google that later just to make sure I was right.
Okay.
Pretty sure I was right.
I have one question to ask the community, though. Can you forgive me for not knowing Osiris based on the fact that I didn't even need to be asked the question to answer the rain stick question?
No, because I was thinking the same thing, but I was gonna let her finish just in case, you know.
Yeah, but
You didn't even let me get the question
I
out.
get props for
No, that's not fair.
being told, Ms. Reynolds, Jane, rain stick. Okay,
Oh,
so
guess what time it is?
it is time to talk about Endgame. Now, what we're
Yeah.
going to do is we are going to attempt a spoiler-free section. We're going to edit it all out, and we're going to have Andy tell you when to skip to if you don't want spoilers.
Wait, so can we talk about spoilers now, or do we have to
No.
wait?
No,
We're
spoiler
going to
for
try to
right
leave
out.
it out. I'll edit them out. Then we can talk about spoilers after.
In order to skip ahead to Game of Thrones, jump ahead to timestamp 4514.
Lame.
Which is a little weird because can we talk about the big event that happens in the first 20 minutes that like actually makes
No,
it go like?
that's.
I think we should just.
Because it is plot
This
relevant.
is
I am
spoilers.
going to blow one spoiler before we announce spoilers, just because you really shouldn't miss this one. So at the end credits, everybody's waiting for something to happen, and we all sat there and nothing actually happened. There is something that actually happens, so pay attention.
Wait, what? What'd I miss?
Oh, you didn't hear it? Tony Stark beating on making his original suit.
Oh, is that what? Okay, well,
You hear the sound as the
I was
credits-
wondering if I
credits
was
end.
hearing something.
I did not catch that.
Nah,
I didn't either.
I heard the sound.
Did you just find it
But I
online
wasn't
somewhere?
sure if it was something like that or people working up in the booth.
Well, yeah, I was looking if that was an intentional thing or not, and it came up with that's the spoiler, so you really should sit there and wait for it.
It's a terrible spoiler, though.
Well, no, that's one of those things that if you don't know what's coming, you're not
You're
gonna
gonna miss.
it.
Right,
You're gonna
I
miss
missed
it.
it.
You don't really
Okay.
want to miss it.
I don't think we can talk about the movie without saying spoilers.
Well, we can do a basic plot outline, which is...
No, I don't think
No, we
anybody who's
can't,
gonna
'cause
go see it wants to know.
Nobody
anything.
really gives a fuck about the.
You know
plot
how
outline.
many things I see that are like, don't say anything about Endgame. I don't care. Blah blah blah.
So
So I don't
Fair
think
enough,
we
fair
should
enough.
say anything.
Uh,
We're gonna be the good people.
Andy will tell you when to skip to, so we go to Game of Thrones. We'll just talk about Infinity Wars openly and honestly.
Endgame.
and spoilers. Full. Did he do it again?
He said Infinity Wars.
Infinity Wars Part 2.
No, it's not.
Not
It
even
really
close. So
Uh,
where are we gonna dive in on this one? You don't
let's
want-
just start right at the beginning. The first 20 minutes, the best 20 minutes of any Marvel movie ever. Holy shit, did it drag on. Like, nothing happened. For the first 20 minutes, it's just trying to hammer home, like, wow, nobody has moved on.
Well,
And
It's
in
supposed to be. It's supposed to carry on that empty feeling you feel at the end of Infinity Wars. It's supposed to feel
actually
that
do
devastation.
like that very beginning. I loved that, where, like...
well, that's what
Clint's
they're trying to do.
with his daughter.
They're trying to
Teaching
set
him-
that despair that's going on,
Yeah.
but they
Right.
dragged it out too long.
I don't think they did.
They did.
I really
They
think.
absolutely did.
I really think if they just did Hawkeye with his daughter.
Yeah, Hawkeye,
despairing-
just to remind everybody, like, hey, this just happened. Cut to America. Cut to America. Cut to Captain America doing the whole, like, helping people move on in almost like an AA type thing. And then that's it. Leave everything else out.
No, I really
No.
think they should have kept Stark in there because that was important.
Stark?
When he was on the where the fuck he was on.
Yeah, that ship where he's like,
Well,
if
yeah,
you guys
that.
see this.
But I'm talking about more like, how's Earth handling it? Because let's be honest, they weren't. Everyone was just sad. Everyone crying. There was a gay dude, actually. And his date cried. And then he cried.
Okay.
I don't know. Feel like sharing that. There's a gay person. If you're homophobic, don't go see Avengers.
1 week. Literally 1 week.
We were
are
doing
going
so good,
to get-
and you just open your mouth with the stupidest shit.
Don't worry, we're gonna get some sexist stuff going on later.
Oh,
yeah,
my
oh,
god!
Are we gonna do anything
So
cool
let's
with
go-
this, or are we just gonna drag
Let's
it
go
on? so
right
everybody just wants
into,
to-
just like this podcast, how this section is really dragging on. Then all of a sudden they hit like 300 miles an hour. They go find Thanos, kill him, dead. Like, I almost expected credits to start rolling, just like,
I know. I
is
was.
it 20
I was like-
minutes long?
I was
Oh.
really disappointed that they didn't. I know you said there's some Fox shit with Deadpool. That would have been the coolest fucking thing. They kill Thanos.
They should have had
Credits roll.
a little bit of credits, so everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And then they go, "Psych!" Keeps going.
Yeah, it'd be Deadpool doing it.
Yeah,
It'd have to be.
Deadpool's like
That
pulling
would've
the
been
credits
genius.
down, and they get on the floor. He sweeps them up, like little wave, and
Then
then
he gets a little cell phone call. He picks up the cell phone. He's like, What? Oh my god. And he just looks at the audience. I am so sorry, guys.
yeah,
That would have been
sorry.
would have made for a
Genius.
such better movie.
So Thanos is dead. Everyone's sad and depressed. And it cuts to 5 years later when Ant-Man comes out of whatever teeny-verse, megaverse crap.
Mhm,
Worst
that he was stuck in.
scene ever.
Why?
Fucking rat.
Oh,
Rat
yeah.
saved the goddamn day.
Yep. He didn't save the day. He
He
just
did. He
saved-
pushed a button or some shit.
He saved the fucking day. He pushed the button to get Ant-Man out, which got the whole fucking ball rolling. It's a fucking rat.
okay, Mister. I hate rats.
No, I think this is why Damish hates Marvel. Because subconsciously he knew there was a rat behind it.
Yes.
But anyway, so Ant-Man figures out that they can actually travel through time, and then by traveling through time, they can get all the Infinity Stones, undo the snap, and then, well, not in the beginning, but they realize they have to put the stones back exactly where they were. Ta-da.
Are you getting to a point on that one?
I'm just talking about the plot.
They don't want to hear about the plot. They want to hear about what we didn't like and what we did like. So let's go around real quick, so we're not boring the fuck out of these people. Favorite scene.
You have to
Oh,
give me time to
Jesus.
think. Jeez,
Favorite
you talk
scene?
first.
Favorite scene.
You start because you've definitely given this
It's a
time and
3-hour
thought
long
already.
movie. I need time to think.
Honestly, though, I can tell you my favorite line.
Go for it.
Thor gets fat as fuck, and it's hilarious. And in
we
my
will,
mind,
we will go over that later too.
I'm thinking, oh my god, he looks like the Big Lebowski. And then literally like 10 seconds later, Starks walks by him. He's like, out of the way, Lebowski. And it was the best feeling in my life ever. Like, I did that. I didn't do it, but it felt like I did that. Hippie Panic, go!
Oh, this is a huge spoiler though. It's
Do it.
not my favorite scene, but the scene that spoke to me was literally when Tony Stark and Peter Parker finally come back together. Because they have this kind of like, this relationship where Tony Stark's like, oh, I have to watch over you. You're a little kid. You're part of the Avengers. I have to take care of you. You're little. And so they have this relationship kind of like,
Father-son relationship?
Kinda.
There you go. That's a word.
and I love them.
Okay, so
Hey,
my
if she's not writing fan fiction on Reddit, I'm happy.
right.
I have not checked her laptop, so I can't say she doesn't.
Peep the fan fiction on Reddit.
So as you guys all know, I'm not a Marvel fan whatsoever, but I'm probably gonna say when Rocket was called Ratchet, because I'm really hoping that was a Ratchet and Clank reference, but I'm sure it wasn't.
I think we can all agree Rocket was the best character in the show.
He really is.
That's the
He
scene where
really is in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
As well.
Mhm.
You know?
he's my favorite Marvel character, like even above Deadpool.
Mm.
Yeah, because all the rest of them try to make it funny, and it's just like that's fucking cringeworthy as shit.
And he's the one who calls him on it.
Yeah, but he's the one that actually makes the movie bearable. He's the
Yeah.
reason why I did not fall asleep.
I
Well,
think
the guy
Drax is
kicking me.
equally as...
Drax.
He's equally as funny. Like, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, it was between them my favorite character.
I do like how he does, like, he's basically the typical adventure, like, there's no thought behind it, where, like, we have to cut it from the inside, and then everyone questions him, like, wouldn't it be the same thickness? Damish is gonna say something, he's doing it really slow.
That was
Freaking me out, man.
That was a reference to Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh yeah.
Actually, is he an Avenger, technically?
The Guardians of the Galaxy
Are they Avengers?
If-
Technically?
Captain America said, Avengers assemble, and Drax was there.
Yeah, but I feel like the only reason they showed up was because Rocky was helping them.
Rocky?
Rocky the raccoon.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
So,
Somebody draw a group with...
What's his
fucking
actual name? I
Sandler's.
forget it.
Rocket.
Rockets, that's it, okay.
See, you messed her up with the ratchet shit.
I love that though, and I really hope I didn't just mishear it. But do you guys have any more positive things to say about Endgame? Because we're not going to go on a plot synopsis, because just go watch the fucking...
Positive? I mean,
the entire thing was sad.
It was
There's
good.
no
It
positive.
was fun. Overall, I liked it. There was a lot of things I feel like they did wrong, though.
Really? Because for somebody that liked the movie, you're really not having too much positive shit to say about it.
Well, that's the thing. I appreciate it for what it is, but I appreciate it because I've watched all the other things, and there were so many goddamn references to the other movies, and I got them. I watched them. But at the same time, at some point, you have to be like, guys, stop jerking yourself off. Make something original. Like, stop being like, haha, look at that thing we did, when they could be using the time to actually do something different.
Do you have anything else positive to say about it? No? You're shaking your head no?
I
still like the
completely
movie, I
disagree
promise.
with you because the whole point of the movie was to bring those other movies
I
together.
get it. It's
so
a
you
love
had
letter.
to watch the other movies to understand this movie.
It's a capstone, actually.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Avengers Endgame, following Avengers Infinity Wars. It's following the Avengers. It's not a completely new movie with a completely different name.
Yeah, it's the capstone of all the
The whole
movies
point of it is
end.
It is not Infinity Wars Part 2.
Really? Because that's what you've been saying. Okay. Yep, you're right.
I'm even gonna put a little Andy. Not Bubbles is an asshole.
I think that needs to just be something that we could have at hand.
That was easy button. Just Andy's voice. Fuck, not Bubbles.
Okay, so let's go with the things that really just fell right through.
Things that fell through, like you said, too many self-referential humor.
Let's go with the biggest one, because
Fan service.
you're being too fucking... Start with you.
You're wrong.
Do you have anything that was you just did not like about the movie that just kind of irritated you?
They should have killed off someone else other than Iron Man.
Whoa.
My
spoiler.
Iron Man is my
Whoa, spoiler.
favorite freaking character. And they just... I cried so bad.
Well, you know it couldn't have been anybody else.
I know, it was
had
time.
to.
It was time, but
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it.
And to be honest, if we're going with scenes, that probably was my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm.
Not the fact that he died.
But
I
it
really...
It was so, like, heart-wrenching. Like,
Yeah. It was
you
actually
could
a serious
feel it.
moment in the movie, and you knew he just wasn't coming back.
You could-
You had
Yeah.
that kind of creeping feeling, like, are they going to fuck this up, or are they actually going to follow through?
They
with it?
did
Yeah.
good because the entire theater was silent during that entire scene.
Oh, now that you mentioned that, for all you fuckers that clapped in the Farmington Theater, y'all need Jesus, okay? You really, really do.
They did good up until Captain America was able to use Mjolnir.
And then they
As
were
soon
like,
as that happened, like,
"Whoa,
yeah,
yeah!"
that was just
It
straight
like,
up fan
This is
service.
a movie. Stop.
like, yeah, it was kind of neat, and it definitely made for interesting, like, fight cinematography, but...
And the banter.
Yeah.
Here, you have the...
Yeah. Thor, second favorite character of the movie, just because
Literally.
the entire time he's
Spot
so
on that character.
childish.
So, we're actually going to get into some serious things that I think you guys are actually missing about this.
Go ahead.
So,
Go on
that's...
your anti-feminism rant. Go ahead.
No, we're going to end with that one.
Oh, we're ending with that one?
Just in case somebody reaches a gun kind of quickly, but
Oh,
no.
Oh, Hippie Panda is staring daggers. There might be a brawl.
If
Okay.
you're gonna talk about
So-
anti-feminist shit, I'm gonna have some shit to say.
Well, no, we're going to start with Thor. Everybody's laughing and joking because he got fat and he's drunk. That's actually deep, deep depression. It really shouldn't have been played off as being funny like that.
I think the only reason it is funny is because he went from being the complete opposite. The carefree character is just such
I
a
know,
swap
but
that
if
it's
you actually
jarring.
stop and think about what's happening, why he's doing it, the guy's actually fucking depressed and everybody's making fun of him for it.
I know, but he threatened
kinda-
a kid
he
on
kinda
Xbox Live.
makes
That's
fun of
fucking
himself.
hilarious.
Who
I don't care.
hasn't? I don't even own an Xbox, and I'm pretty sure
I will
I have
come
to.
over there. Go cry to your father.
They also played Fortnite. That's something they did wrong. Fortnite needs to.
They were so depressed that they needed Fortnite to make themselves better.
It just made them more depressed because they're like, wow.
No, they're like, we're
I
good
could have
here.
been
We
playing
got
Minecraft.
Are you all done?
Yeah.
Okay, the second thing that pissed me off was they brought everybody back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the
Mostly.
fuck did they wait till the last minute to bring everybody back in? They just let Captain America get his fucking ass handed to me. You can do the big old heroic, I'm tightening up my half shield. it's
Yeah,
already
it did
fucking
take
broken.
too long for everyone to break in.
Then
but-
everybody shows up. Come on.
To be fair, like, there had to be a little bit, because as soon as that snap happened and everyone came back, it was all shit in the fan explosions. And you have to realize that Doctor Strange did have to take time to get back to his
I was just going to
monastery.
say, to be fair, there was a guy that literally saw all this shit happen. That's another thing I
Yeah.
want to talk about. Don't let me forget about that one.
In their defense, 5 years had passed, and for them, no time has passed. So they had to get through a little bit of time,
Still,
like,
Doctor
oh
Strange
shit.
Doctor Strange would realize it, like what was going on.
He
which
could.
I think is why they
But
it happened
everybody
so quickly.
else-
He gathered everybody. He was like, we need to
everybody
go to the
else-
monastery, tell them, gather everyone else. That's
I don't
all
think
I
I
got
don't
to
think
say
it
for
took
that
too
one.
long because everybody has to have that oh shit moment, like all this happened, we're back,
Also,
they did it.
We got to see a fairly badass 3v1 of Thanos without the stones versus Fat Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man.
So,
Could have just edited that
Do you-
awkward silence out.
do you guys
Chose
have
not
anything
to.
else, or am I just going to keep going?
Yeah, keep
Go
going.
for
Keep
it.
going. We'll play off you.
Okay. Oh, the pressure. Yeah, we're going to just leave the anti-hunting one aside. And we're gonna
Anti-hunting?
Yes.
Nope. Bring that up. 'Cause I'm
what's
curious.
Okay, so the whole premise is that Thanos' original planet is dying from
Yep.
overpopulation.
Mhm.
It is the core concept of hunting and conservationism is we hunt to,
We don't
Less-
take more than we need.
well,
That's
no,
not-
we lessen the herd so that they don't starve, so they don't suffer.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the same theory he has. He's just doing it on an asshole scale. That's
That's why he is such a great villain, because you understand why he's doing what he's doing, but at the same time, it kind of is shitty. That's why it's
Flawed
hard
logic,
to hate him.
but
Like,
logic.
at the entire time, I never hated him as a character. I thought he was a great character. It's just he was going against other characters,
So that was a super awesome segue. So why was it okay for Tony Stark to snap and kill all the enemy, but it wasn't okay for Thanos to snap and lessen the burden on the entire universe? Like, yes, they're all shitty and depressed, but
Yeah, I get what you're
they
saying.
probably
but-
had better off lives than being overpopulated and starving and all the
Oh,
famine.
in some sections, I really wish they would have gone into like any parts of our world, our planet that are overpopulated, and see that they're actually doing well, not just American suburbs that aren't all that crowded anyways, and now they're like ghost towns. But like at the same time, if you look at it straight, like what's more righteous, killing half of everybody or just this group of people who would do that? Straight up,
So you're just gonna go with the numbers. It's okay to kill, let's say, probably 20,000 bad guys versus trillions of good guys.
yes.
No, that's
I understand, like, that makes me a bad person for thinking that way, but I understand that logic better than I understand the other way around.
that's a logical fallacy. Both are immoral.
They're both immoral, but
And even saying that just because they're the bad guys makes it okay to blink them out of existence. No, because they're just soldiers. They're supposed to what they're told.
so you're
to
saying kill Thanos and give people choices of whether or not they would
do.
have.
No, what I'm saying is don't do exactly what you're trying to fight. The other guy from
I
doing.
get where you're coming
You're
from.
doing the exact same thing. Tony Stark, if he didn't die, he could have been the next Thanos, and everybody just applauded like it was great. But
No, actually, I'm pretty sure that whole scene that everyone was just like,
well, that's because he died.
quote, end quote.
That's because he died. So
You want to go into your feminist rant, or do you have something else? Because you said other than the hunter.
oh, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, okay.
So I was thinking about this theory, and it's probably just dumb.
Ooh, I do have a thing to complain about.
So he said, if I tell you, it won't happen, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then he holds up his finger, meaning the one scenario that went through, and that's where Tony Stark got the idea to switch and get the stones onto him to win. What if that wasn't the one scenario he saw where they won, but he realized if I tell him, they're not going to lose? And it was actually him thinking on the fly and turning one of those one scenarios where they lost into a winning scenario.
Oh, I have no idea. Too complicated.
Really? I can't be the only one that's thinking about that.
I
Kind of like how
I did
when,
catch on to that.
when
but
they're getting ready to give up the Greenstone, whatever the fuck it's
I
called,
think-
she's like, well, if Doctor Strange said yes, then yeah, I got it, because he knows what he's talking about.
right.
The only thing I have to say for that is I didn't really see it as him holding up one as in this is the one time. I looked at that as him motioning Tony like, no, not yet, not yet. Now do what you're thinking.
You do realize that is literally the whole point of him holding up the one finger, right?
Mm.
Because that's when Tony's like, oh, I got it.
Because wasn't that when he was grappling with Captain Marvel?
No, it was right before Thanos picks up the gauntlet.
Yeah, like he's got the gauntlet. Captain Marvel's trying to take it off him, and he ends up taking the Destruction Stone or Power Stone something into one hand and uses that to punch
the purple one.
I think that's what's going on. So I think he was just signaling Tony, like, don't go yet, because Thanos very well could have just been like, bam, with the stone. But as soon as he put it in, it was like, okay, now. That's all I got.
You know you're more likely wrong.
Probably, but that's the only thing I got.
What was the one thing that you had?
They were talking so much about how they need every stone. Every stone. If they don't get every stone, it's pointless. Why can't they just get the time stone? Go back to where Thanos was before he destroyed the stones. Rewind to before he destroyed the stones, and then just kill Thanos. Like, maybe they just wanted to avoid fighting him when he had all stones, but it boiled down to that anyways.
If they got all the stones and came back, if they only had the time stone, is the time stone capable of rewinding 5 years plus to get back to where that was, though?
I don't know if there's a
Or
limit
is it
to
a
the
limit?
power of the stones.
Because if there's a limit, then you need all the stones.
Rewinds 4 years, 364 days, just error window pops up.
Honestly, I think the way that they did it was just cleaner.
Mm.
Because the stones didn't actually exist in their timeline.
Right.
Because Thanos killed them. So basically what they're doing is bringing them all on our timeline.
Oh, you're thinking
fixing
like
it, and then
you're
taking
thinking
them all
like
out.
how when what's her name, Amelia Pond chick, when she goes back in time, all of a sudden
Nebula.
there's the Nebula. That's the one. How Christ?
Yeah.
As
That's
if you called her
weird.
Amelia Pond over Nebula.
It's Amelia Pond. It's Amelia. It's been pointed out that that's Amelia Pond. That is all she will ever be to me now. But yeah. So you're thinking like if they go back in time, it would be like Nebula. How all of a sudden, because same frequencies, they're linked. The time stone and the time stone would have been like, no.
Well, it'd be more the fact that they still exist in their in their timeline. Those stones are still there, but the way they did it, they no longer exist in their timeline.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, go on your anti-feminist rant.
Have you been waiting for this the whole time?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Do you want me to get the fight raps?
Yes. So, I probably won't go on such a rant that I was going to, but
I will. I have
But
to
what
say
I'm gonna
I am taking your side on this. I know exactly what you're pointing out.
you know what I'm pointing out, but
Yeah.
hear me out first.
don't agree with me yet. You'll be.
I have an
asshole.
idea of what you're talking about.
So one
but-
of the biggest things that kind of irritated me just a little bit was the girl power scene. So we're gonna go at this a technical way, just real quick. So they're all in a big battle, right?
Mm-hmm. What are the odds that all the girls are in one spot?
Well, not even that. They're all fighting in their own separate spots, holding up their own line.
Mhm.
They literally stopped doing what they're doing, gave up their position, just to go help out the one person that really didn't need a fucking hand.
I do like how it tried to portray them all as like, all these girls are badass, and then it cut right to Captain Marvel just blasting past all of them.
Yeah, she didn't need a hand. And that was actually one of the big things that irritated me, is they had to do that big girl power scene when,
Honestly,
to be honest, none of them really needed to be all clubbed up like
No,
that. They're
rather
all
than-
in the movie. They're all doing great. They're all badasses in their own
Yeah,
right.
but
Hell,
they don't
Scarlet,
get their. Most of them don't even
Well,
get their own screen time
hear
though.
me
Like
out.
you cut to freaking Captain America fighting on his own and Iron Man fighting on his own, but
Hear-
you don't actually cut
will
to
you
any of
hear
the
me
women
out on-
fighting on their own.
both
Scarlet
So
Witch
that
almost tearing Thanos apart by herself.
yeah.
There's tiny scenes, but
Okay,
I'm talking about most
Captain
of them. That was
Marvel
like an iconic
almost
moment.
kicking
Like,
his
hey,
ass
we're
as well.
here, we're doing
Let me
something
ask-
too.
Let me ask you both something. Would that scene have been lessened or bettered if rather than just all the girls there, because that's all the girls, if it was just the minor characters, all the people who came back who weren't there before, raising up being like, hey, we are here to fight for what you took from us?
I think that would have been better, but I don't
Okay,
think
then.
they did it wrong showing all the women.
They
It was
did.
definitely...
I don't think it was purposely done, but I don't think it was wrong of them to do that.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
And it's not because this is an anti-woman thing. It's the fact that they're in
That's
the movie.
what you're pointing out, though.
No,
Like, because if it was all men, then you wouldn't be having a problem
Here's
with
the thing.
it.
He's
No, I
not
would.
pointing out
I
that
would.
it's bad that there's a woman scene. He's pointing out that it doesn't make sense and it got shoehorned where it didn't belong. I think that's the
I
big
do
understanding here.
understand Captain Marvel didn't need help, but I think that scene.
Think about it. Think about it like this. They're all great superheroes, right? All the women are great superheroes, right?
Not all of them, but most of them.
No, they're
Well,
all...
like the praying mantis girl, she's not like a super great. I think those.
She's got fucking mind control.
Yes, but how does that help with fighting?
It
She's
almost
got
won them the
fucking
glove
mind
against
control.
Thanos originally.
Yeah, she got Thanos to pretty much not be able to do anything.
Yeah, but when it's an army
Anyway.
against an army, she can't really do much if there's a bunch of people coming at
That
her
would
at
be
once.
fun. I would love to have seen that scene of Manta just going around slapping all the soldiers.
Right,
Sleep,
you don't
sleep,
see. Right, you
sleep.
don't see most of them doing anything. So
'Cause
that iconic.
It's not because she's a woman, though. It's because she's a minor character. Because all the major women
Yeah.
women characters had their time. They really did.
Most of the characters are women, so what's your point?
Hang on. Let me ask you this. Why do all the minor characters who are women deserve more of like that big moment when Drax only got that jumping on the back and doing that little thinking?
Yeah, I hate that they did that, but they need justice too because
Okay.
they didn't get much screen time other than that.
Back to my original point. You're pretty much saying when they all group together, like, look at us, we're women, we could do great things. And that's saying, well, you weren't doing great things before because you really were. We were just watching that fight.
It's not a look at us, we're women, we're doing great things.
It really was. When it took the time to point out, like, look at all the women right here at one point. The only reason it was there was to be like, ha, look at them, they're women. They're not worth, like, whoa, that almost came out wrong. Like, they're not worth forgetting about was what I was going to say. But the fact that they feel like that's necessary means that they're, like, worried that people think that's necessary. It's
because there are a lot of women out there who would throw a fucking fit if it wasn't.
Well, that's the whole point I'm trying to make.
I'm not saying that it's justified for them to do that. I do believe that all of the minor characters that didn't get enough screen time, not just the woman, just like everybody who was brought back should have been there.
That's my entire point, because you have a little girl that like, yeah, girl power. It's teaching her that that's the exception.
Right. It shouldn't have been girl power, but I don't think it was a bad scene.
Because if you watch the rest of that fight, the entire fight, it's flipping back and forth between everybody.
And I do
the guys, the girls.
Everybody.
It was.
I do want to point out.
Watch it again.
I want to try and take a little fire extinguisher to our podcast that all the women are going to be like, oh my god, these two guys are sexist. Let me ask you both. What scene did more? Which one was more of a feminist scene, like a women power? Is it the one where all the women just posed real pretty, did nothing, and Captain Marvel just flew off and did super awesome stuff by herself? Or was it Scarlet Witch in the middle of the fight just about tearing Thanos apart by herself? Which one is better for, like, which one makes a better point towards, like, hey, girl power? It's Scarlet Witch almost tearing Thanos apart.
Yeah, but
Basically, we're just saying that the scene was shoehorned in there and it served no purpose other than to give the feminists a reason to be like, ha, yeah, look that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what
it was doing.
If when they all got together, they actually did more than just her fucking beelining right to Thanos, it would have made more sense. I wouldn't have such an issue with it.
Right.
But if you're thinking about the fight logistically, they're all off in different spots doing their own thing. They all came together, so now their lines are actually collapsing.
For all we know,
the fight because of it. I know that wasn't in the movie, but that's
wow,
for all the way I'm thinking
blaming it on the women.
I'm blaming it on the people that are coming together for no reason.
Maybe every woman in the Marvel Universe just happened to be in that spot at that one time.
Just for that picture to shut the fucking
That's exactly why it was there. That's why it was there.
But then they didn't do anything, though.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes it funny. Like, I'll bring that up in Game of Thrones. Anything else worth talking about?
No, I did have a point to it. I knew that's the way it was going to go, but nope, that was it.
Okay.
Freaking broke my heart when Gamora just freaking, like, knuckle
No, I wanted that. Because the entire time I'm like, Quill, that's not the same Gamora.
Right. But
I do love that line where she looks and is like, really? This one? She's like, your choices were him or a tree.
Choose the tree.
Do we have anything else for Endgame?
Yes, we do. The biggest plot twist of all. Quill needs to shoot his fucking mailman.
No. Hawkeye really needs to have a...
not Quill. Fuck. What's Hawkeye?
Jesus Christ. Who's the one that has watched all this shit? Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry.
Clint needs to what?
Shoot his fucking mailman.
Why?
Clint, buddy, you need to talk to your wife.
Scene where
did you even see the mailman though? Did you see him? Like, you can't blame it on the mailman.
It's always the mailman.
The scene of Iron Man fucking funeral. It's panning over to all the heroes and their families and everyone back together, and then you see Clint and his wife, children.
Their two daughters too.
Yeah, both fully American, right? There was no hints.
Well, American's a little racist. Caucasian.
Both straight up Caucasian. And the oldest son is fucking Asian.
If it's the oldest son, in my defense, she definitely could have brought in that child into the relationship before she got with Clint.
I feel like that would have been worth a lot.
So you can't just automatically be like, what the fuck, mailman?
Because that just hit me so hard. And, like, I noticed that. I stopped. I looked at Damish to see if he noticed it too.
The middle child.
And Damish was also looking at me confused.
So if anybody ever actually listens to this podcast, they make a freaking Hawkeye movie, and you see the mailman, if he's Asian, you bust the fuck up, and you start clapping. because you know what happened.
Oh, that would be hilarious. So is there that
not
Endgame?
a Hawkeye movie?
There isn't.
Of just him?
Nope.
Why would there be?
I'd watch it.
Something I never realized.
You have Arrow.
He actually doesn't debut in Avengers. He debuts in Thor.
That's true.
Yeah, I never realized that until I was rewatching it.
Arrow
is better.
He is an Arrow.
You have Arrow.
Hawkeye.
No.
Well,
Arrow is the Green Arrow. That's a DC hero.
No. She's saying this. You're saying this the equivalent, right?
What?
The equivalent.
Are you saying?
The DC Marvel equivalent.
Yeah.
It is the equivalent.
Okay. I thought you were saying, like, Hawkeye is Green Arrow.
What? They're not the same person. That's Marvel and DC, different
Well,
things.
it came across wrong to me. That's why I was like, what? Okay.
I'm not completed.
So I think we're good to move on to Game of Thrones now.
Oh
And
boy.
there was no bloodshed.
Yeah. Damish still has to fall asleep tonight. We'll see what happens. So anyways, moving on to Game of Thrones. This is going to be the second episode because we are a week behind. We're probably going to be for a while because our schedules are bad.
Oh, we're not gonna predict what's gonna happen next week.
Oh, we
Well,
are,
we'll get
but
to
we
it.
have
We'll
to
get
talk
to
about
it.
the last one.
We'll do it at the
Actually,
end
I have
after
a
we talk about what
rundown of
happens.
everything important that happens in the last episode.
Nice.
Arya disappoints.
We can't talk about her yet. Okay, the first thing, Jaime being pardoned and talking about protecting his house and how he'll do it all over again. And then Bran's line where he's like,
The
right,
things we do
the
for
things we
love."
do for love, right?
Honestly, that whole scene kind of played out a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be.
Same
Mhm.
here.
The only emotional impact I had for that was Bran's line, and it was just like, oof.
Oof, yep.
And because I was waiting to see if Bran actually came forward and was like, this is what he said, and I was like,
Yeah.
Bran.
But Bran did have a point. They
Mhm.
need him alive. So
Yeah.
him saying, "Hey, that fucker pushed me because he's banging his sister," probably wouldn't have gone over so well.
hmm
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. Arya getting her new toy from Gendry, which turns out to be
Gendry.
just a staff spear thing.
Yeah.
She definitely got the staff.
Yeah,
That
it was a
I have
spear.
it on the list.
I mean, it could still be fired from something, but I think it's just...
I think
I-
think
I-
it's just because she got trained with that and she understands.
Yeah,
how to use it
that's
good.
what I kind of figured.
I do
before
wonder if
saw
it's
it.
not going to end up being a thing where it's like, oh no, we need something to take down the dragon, and Arya's just like,
You
eh.
can use this.
I really want to think that that's attached to some kind of a chain whip or some shit
Yeah.
like that. I know we didn't see it, but that'd be cool.
Well, like Uncle Benjen, how he had that little chain swinging around with the
Yeah.
fire at the end.
Yeah, 'cause
that
that's
thing
how-
was cool.
That's how you take out a lot of badass shit. But
Go all Ghost Rider. He's Marvel. It's fine.
Jorah standing up for Tyrion, even though Jorah really wanted to be the hand of the king for Daenerys.
He wanted to be the king for Daenerys.
Right, but they look at it as Tyrion kind of took that job from him, and now he's standing up for
To
him.
be fair, he
going,
lost
hey,
the job
give him
first.
a
He
chance.
tried to bribe his way back in with Tyrion.
That's true.
And they were like, no, we'll just take him. He can fuck off now.
so, do you think there's any underhanded stuff going on with that
I definitely think
With-
Jorah.
Tyrion, you mean?
with Jorah?
No, Jorah, like.
I don't know. Honestly, I think he's going to be completely dedicated to Daenerys, and I think if there's a split, he's going to be a problem.
Well, I'm thinking, do you think he's setting Tyrion up? Because Tyrion's been failing quite a bit, and she was about ready to kick his ass off and put somebody else
I
in
don't
place.
think it's a fail, Nearsay,
It's a fail.
to say, hey, this is what I think someone's going to do, and they not do that. That's not really a
When it's
fail on your
When
part,
it is
though.
your job to understand how people are going to react, it's a fail.
Well, if we go back to that episode with Castle Rock, he's setting it up to be so fucking cool. It's like a 5-minute detailed plan, and realize that they're not even there.
Yeah.
He kind of failed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think this whole time Tyrion's just an undercover spy for the Lannisters?
Yes.
Sansa and Daenerys has a little talk, but it kind of ends badly when Sansa says, what happens to the North when you take the Iron Throne, because we just took it back and we're never bending the knee to anyone.
So, is anybody else here sick of one-sided characters?
Yeah.
You know,
I think that sums up this whole season so far.
I've definitely had a change of heart for most of the characters during this season.
and I almost wonder if that's to make their deaths that's coming up in the next episode to be easier, or
I don't think Game of Thrones would do that, though. Look at the goddamn
No,
Red
it's
Wedding.
gonna be harder because they're making everybody so hateful, and then they're gonna kill off frickin' Brienne, and she
The
hasn't
only
done
likable
anything
one? Oh,
wrong.
so
No.
these guys.
She nailed it.
We're gonna make her love her more, and then it's gonna hurt more when she dies.
Yeah, that's coming. But these guys, it's their last season. The writers,
Yeah.
the producers, I should say, they're gonna capitalize. Stark just died. They're going to kill a Stark in this episode. They're gonna get it out in the same way. I'm calling it right now.
I think that was planned, actually.
You think
I think
Do you think Marvel
Endgame
and got
Game
together?
of Thrones got together and were like, "Yo, start killing Weekend, bro."
No. They had Endgame ready. They're like, all right, we got it. Then the people from Game of Thrones came over and was like, this is great, except Iron Man needs to die. Here's some money.
Which Stark do you think is going to die?
I don't know, because usually there's this little preface of when you start to feel happy for someone, that's when they get hit.
You're doing Game of Thrones wrong.
I don't know, watch it.
So, what I'm thinking... It's gonna
What are the choices?
Arya or Bran?
Sansa. She is a Stark. And Jon Snow.
And
He's not a Stark.
He's not a Stark.
He's
not gonna die.
He's
Stark
on the
blood.
list.
He's
on the list.
safe because he's the heir to the throne.
He's on the list. So, my prediction for this is going to be Bran.
I think it's gonna be Bran
You
too.
think they're gonna fail to protect him?
Yes, because he's
It's
basically...
fucking Theon protecting him. They're gonna fail.
That is
Exactly.
the best point anyone's ever made ever.
But he's going to get to his point of what he needs to do. He's going to fail at it. And then he's going to die. Because he really has nothing else
Good,
to do
it's his
after
time.
Yeah, he's done enough.
I'm talking about Bran, not Theon.
I know.
Theon's just going to fucking live to the end. It's bullshit.
But now, like, I mentioned this to you earlier. I'm actually starting to wonder if they're not just going to deal with the Night King this episode and then Cersei's going to be the big bad.
Stupid.
It would be, but...
I was thinking about that as well, but really hope not, because fucking Cersei pisses me. She's irritating.
I know. What if the last episode is just the trial by 7 I talked about, where it's 7 people fighting 7 other people?
That's dumb. What else?
Bran's idea of luring the Night King to him instead of taking on all the undead because they don't think they'll win. Do you think the Night King having the dragon will complicate that?
I was just going to say, what the fuck is Theon going to do to a dragon?
You're right. Like,
He
that
can't
dragon's
fight
going to
his
go
uncle.
straight for Bran, I think. So...
Theon has, like, a dragon glass dagger in his teeth as he's climbing up the ribs of the zombie dragon. I don't think I can watch the rest of the show. I'm going to turn it off and just be like, huh.
So they're right at the gates, right?
Right.
Where was the dragon? Why didn't they show it?
We haven't seen it yet, I don't think.
Wait, was he on a horse?
Yeah.
The Night King?
Ooh, it just dawned on me.
I read something. The Night King was actually not shown when you saw the people on the horses. The actual Night King was not there.
There was just the other White
It was
Walkers.
just the other ones.
Okay,
So I wonder if the Night King is riding the
Yeah, he would be.
dragon.
The rare
he
soul.
was before when he
Right.
took down the wall.
Oh, yeah, because I just thought about that. Where's the fucking dragon? And where hers? They're at the fucking gate. Why aren't the dragons going to town on?
Right, you would think, well, they're not like right there. There's like a space, but they're like at the woods.
Here's an
So you would
interesting question.
think
If you were in charge of planning this defense, where would you put the dragon?
All up in their shit.
in the fucking sky,
Yeah.
burning them down
No, I mean,
so
like-
they don't get there.
That's where I think they'd be the best, just like making rounds, burning
So
Right.
as many as possible.
I hate to bring this up, but I'd actually go Ramsey on it. Just start picking them up. Get them when they're not expecting. Attack them then.
Can you though?
Yeah.
Like when are they going to have their pants down to find them? They're not.
The
I
whole
don't think they
fucking-
sleep. I don't think
Whole
they eat.
fucking time they're zigzagging through the mountains. Have those dragons swoop in, kill half a dozen,
Yeah.
go out, and just keep doing that back and forth.
World
Have
of
we
Warcraft.
seen
Should
Dragonfire being able to kill
Dragonfire
White
can.
Walkers?
It can.
It,
It can.
I did an online.
Well, you can only use Dragon Glass to fight them, so
Dragon-
that's why.
Dragon
Fire
Glass,
kills
Dragonfire, and
Oh, that makes
fire in
sense.
general.
Valerian Steel.
Right.
I was doing an online quiz because I was bored at work and I'm a terrible employee. It was a how much do you know your Game of Thrones? And one of the questions is which of these would kill White Walker? And it was like click all that would apply, and it was like Dragon Glass, Fire, Wildfire. Apparently Wildfire won't kill them, and I think the person who made the quiz is full of shit.
Wildfire is
think
just
so.
a chemical component.
Yeah, it's
Why-
fire.
It's a chemical component. Why
I
would
don't
it kill
think.
him?
I think
Fire
it'll.
is just heat.
I think it's just fire,
Fire
from
is
the
actually
dragon's
not
mouth
just
that
heat.
will.
Fire is a chemical reaction.
Yeah, it's energy given off by anything, but it's just energy. Wildfire is just a much stronger energy. It burns hotter.
Anyway,
I think it would kill him.
I see what you're doing. You're trying to bait me into another argument. But you
No,
already had
I'm not.
yours.
But honestly, if they did Wildfire, would you expect the White Walkers climbing out of the green fire? Or would you expect them just ash?
If they purposely go Wildfire, they're fucking immoral. Because why the fuck would you?
Why would you put Wildfire, like, in the path of the things? Like,
Yeah.
make a giant
Worked
landmine?
on all the religious
Oh look,
nuts.
we killed all the undead, but there's no fucking forest left. Go us!
I'm sorry, but if you kill all the undead,
You're not
at the
gonna
cost
kill
of
them
a few
all. It's
trees,
Wildfire.
I think it's worth a try.
There's that slippery slope we're talking about again.
How many trees is it okay to kill? If you kill one, you're a monster. I'm saying this to be a smartass, but there
Say
was
that to
probably
people who
some
cut down-
fucking hippie just like, yeah, Oh, he said he was smart ass. Fuck him. Oh, just keep smoking your pot, bro. You're gonna make it through this.
What are we?
Now, alright, I think that was a big enough tangent. Let's get back to...
Okay, next. Tormund stealing the show and having
Yes.
complete fucking hard eyes for Brienne.
Tormund's the best character this entire episode.
That entire scene.
So, do you really think his was the best scene and not the knighting of Brienne?
No,
That's
Brienne
part
had
of the scene.
best scene. I will not deny that. But Tormund had the most scenes that were just like fucking Tormund. Like
I think
Jon going back having that heart-to-heart moment, like music is swelling, and then it all just cuts to nothing as Tormund jumps out and just hugs him from nowhere.
So I know you guys like the funny fat fucks, but I'm really gonna say that the knighting of Brienne,
Yes, best scene. Won't
because
fight you.
it's showing hope, but also
That fucking smile at the end.
the boning of Gendry, because that's showing despair. Is that the word I'm looking for? Despair and the passage of time. It really does, because as you said, when it started, she was, 11?
We are not talking about this yet.
Well, then hurry along, because...
We still have some things. Okay, so this isn't very huge, but I think it was super cute how Missandei and Grey Worm are talking about how they're going to move away together after the war is over.
They are dead.
That is foreshadowing they're going to die.
Hey, look, it's hope.
They are...
So, I know we weren't going to do the racist thing, but do you think all the Northerners don't like him because they're black?
I think...
He's black?
No,
I didn't
but
notice.
honestly, they're really making a point of pointing out that they're looking at him like, what are you?
The Northerners are like that
where
with
do you
everyone.
see anybody else of color in there, though?
They're racist. Just racist in terms
against-
of the Romans being racist against, like, the
against
Gaelics.
everyone.
I don't
Other white
think they're
people.
purposely
What the show
trying
is
to be
really-
racist. They're just like, they're different. There's no one
Yeah,
like them
that's
around
racism.
here. Yeah, but to them, they don't think it's racist. They're just going, that's different.
That's what racist people say.
But no, I'm
that-
talking more the show's creators. Are they actually trying to make that a point that they just don't
The black
like?
people. Whoa.
The only colored
the
people
North people
in the North.
are not as good as they make them out to be.
Yeah,
The black.
Well,
because
when
they
you
hate everybody.
talk about
but they're
foreign countries,
Really pointing.
it's
that
just all slaves. So I feel like Daenerys coming in with two colored people isn't kind of like, she doesn't belong here.
To be
You
fair,
know,
the
type
North
thing.
people have a reason to not like Dany.
Definitely.
Her father was the Mad King, who set 2 Starks on fire.
All right, we don't really need to get on a long tangent on it. I was just wondering if that's a point that they're trying to make. That's just something.
Okay, next. Sam giving Jorah his Valyrian steel blade from his family.
Heartsbane.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of earlier. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a pretty good move.
I think
You
so
know,
too.
but it
Yeah.
also kind of foreshadows that Sam's going to need that, and he's not going to have it.
I don't think it would help Sam. I think Sam's gotten lucky enough. I know he's done a bunch of badass stuff.
Sam's already
But it's
killed quite a
always-
few.
It's always been just like a matter of luck more than anything for Sam. Go ahead, make your point. I see you looking at me like you want to say something. Go
Nope,
ahead.
we're going to move on.
Gilly.
Oh God, she's fat.
She got fat.
What?
Gilly
In
got
this
fat.
episode,
Did
you
not
can see
that?
like her cheeks are so huge.
Have you not noticed?
Hannah Murray didn't get fat, guys. She's like pretty fucking thin.
Well,
yeah,
then
but
put
she
on a few
looks
pounds
fatter
in this role.
in this episode
What-
than she did in the.
What is it with you you fuckers and fat shaming? Seriously.
We just want you to feel bad, Mike.
Fuck you guys.
Okay, the second reunion of Hound and Arya, and then Bear showing up and freaking ruining it.
I don't know if I can bring this up yet because we haven't gotten to the.
She wasn't trying to fuck that dude.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
She wasn't. That wasn't
mean-
the point of that. That was just kind of saying there. She was trying to say her goodbyes to a companion that she had for a long
Right,
time.
but she was willing to spend her night with the Hound, and then Beric shows up, and she's all like, we may only have a few hours, and I'm not spending it with you two
Yeah,
miserable
because
shits.
it dawned on her that they only have a few hours left. She's got some business to go
Yeah,
take
but
care
she
of.
willingly went and sat next to the Hound until Beric showed up.
She was saying her goodbyes.
Okay.
Oh, she was saying
She
something.
was... Okay, now you guys can talk about the awful thing that happened.
Oh no,
That was awful.
I think Mike approves.
I do.
Why do you approve?
Because, like I said, it's showing despair. She has no hope left. She's going to get that out, and then she's going to die tomorrow. That's
I
her
think we
mindset.
totally watched a freaking child pornography. No,
It's not child pornography. Don't call it that.
You do
But
realize.
I agree that it is very uncomfortable.
You do realize that she's older than you, right?
she doesn't look like it though.
That was a point.
I just
Yeah.
feel like she's still a kid.
I feel
But that's actually
Like ever since this season, she was that witty, smart thinking little kid, and then all of a sudden this season, she's like a stuck up
last season, not this one.
So that's kind of the whole point where I keep saying passage of time. It's showing that she's not that little kid anymore. That she's a full
It
grown.
was still.
happened
It
way
was.
too quick.
It did.
She's a full-grown, battle-seasoned adult now. And yes, you can make that argument that little Sam is still a baby, so that much time
I'm
hasn't
not even
passed.
saying that. It's just.
But if
it
you look
doesn't-
at Jamie, he's not clean-shaven. Nobody's fucking clean-shaven. They're all gray and worn out.
they've
Yeah,
all
but
been
that
through
can
hell.
happen
I know
in
that.
just a couple
Yeah.
months.
That is fair.
They've already fought 2 wars.
Yeah, but
That makes sense.
They've been through 2 wars. A lot more time has passed,
understand
and they're
that,
really
but-
showing.
what 2 wars?
It probably doesn't
Like,
help.
I know there's the Battle of the Five King or the War of the Five Kings.
Yep. And then the one when Danny, that was a war, guys. When she came in, she pretty much said, well, you
That-
guys aren't doing right.
They
I'm just gonna kill
just
everybody."
started it. Really.
Doesn't matter.
I
They
think
still
it
fought a
doesn't
war.
help that I watched all 7 seasons in the span of like 2 months, and
Yeah.
so in my mind, she's still a little kid.
But like I said, I think that scene is trying to do more than what you guys are giving it credit for. It's trying to show that there's a lot of
It's
time.
really uncomfortable.
It
she's-
is because she didn't act like she's never done it before. She just hopped right into it, like, let's get it done, let's do it.
She
Like-
was kind of on a time limit. There's fucking a horde of zombies at the gate. She really can't be like, well, I'm a little shy.
You should be shy at your first freaking time.
To be fair, like, her personality wise, I don't have a problem with that. It's just, it's weird looking at her. Like, we saw her grow up from 11 to fucking 14 or whatever she is now. I know she's 18
Right,
in
and
the show.
Gendry's been with her
quote-unquote.
since a kid, so why is it so easy for him to just have sex with her? Like, no problem.
'Cause he was a kid too. He was older, but he was still just a kid.
How old is Gendry?
Yeah.
I still don't approve, no matter what the answer is.
He's
I
got to
don't
be.
care if he's fucking
He's got to
16
be
with her.
in his 20s. I'm gonna say he's probably only like maybe 3 years older, maybe 4. I didn't read the books, so I don't know what
So,
the actual ages
Is
are.
she
You can't go by the
16 now
books, because in the books...
or 17 now?
I'm thinking
If she started when she was 11, then she's probably...
I'm thinking
No.
16 to 18 in that range.
The books is
Okay.
actually really weird, because, like, Dany's 11. Arya's, like, 8.
Well, yeah.
The books are always
I
kind
know.
of weird.
It.
Juliet was like 12, the actual
Yeah.
play. So yeah.
Okay, so it's not that weird for, like,
But
back
it's
in the
still-
day to be married
on.
off when you're 14. I get that.
yeah, but you guys are all weirding
I think
out
it's
about
more
this.
just
But when
because-
Sansa was
I
raped
think...
at her wedding night, that wasn't uncomfortable.
Oh, it was uncomfortable, but
She
it,
was,
you can understand, like,
Yeah,
oh,
but-
God, she doesn't have a choice in this.
but she was
Yeah,
young when
they're
we first met her
consummating.
too.
That's different. Arya's
no,
just like...
No, it's not okay because it was consummating, but it's more like...
Yeah, but it's
I'm-
more
I
tradition.
wanted Arya to be better. That's all I want. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the whole age thing. Because when we first saw Sansa, she was young too. She was a little bit older than Arya, but she was still pretty fucking young. She was only like, what, 10, 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there?
She was like, start.
I'm not going to get into the particulars, but she was like 11 or 12. Think
Mhm.
about it.
No, because Arya was 11, 12, and she's...
Think about it. You really can't go on that being so solid on that. Because that's
You kinda
just
can't,
It's
though.
not so much
It's
that.
different.
It's
So much
continuity
it's
errors
just, I want Arya
in
to
the
be
plot.
better. Not so much like she's too young, but...
better.
It's just a
She's
feeling,
probably
like-
gonna die tomorrow. Why is her getting laid so wrong? It's somebody that she's liked since she was a little kid.
It never showed that though. It never
It did.
hinted.
It did.
It did.
It
It
was
hinted at
more
it.
of a playful thing.
And it's
Right,
showing
but
that.
in my eyes, they were kids, so they were just being playful. But it never actually
But now it's
hinted at a
showing
romance there.
She's a different person. She's empowered. Hate to use that term, but she's empowered. She's taking what she fucking wants now.
Yeah, I guess.
She's
Take a
got
side of the fight, Damish.
no, because I'm not even on the
know.
side that everybody thinks I'm on.
I know.
I don't want to talk about Endgame.
All right, I think we've ranted about this long enough. I'm probably gonna have to edit that shit
The-
down.
The last biggest thing that happened in Game of Thrones is Jon telling.
Tormund drinking his milk.
We already talked about this.
John doing what now?
Jon telling Daenerys about him being a Targaryen.
How can that be the last one when you didn't even mention Brienne being knighted?
We
We've-
mentioned it.
we've already
I know.
mentioned
I
it.
But
skipped
she
over it
didn't-
because we
We
mentioned
Okay,
it.
don't
that's
have
fine.
to keep mentioning every single time.
Right.
Yeah, that's another one. Single-sided character.
Right.
Does she really
Dany's
just want the throne
looking
so
to be
goddamn
evil.
much?
She does. She literally had a very scared look in her eyes, like, oh shit, if you're a Targaryen, that means you get it over I don't think I
Honestly-
like you anymore.
How many times have they brought up like Targaryens wed Targaryens? It's what they do.
Right,
Like,
so
would she,
why is she
Why would she even be like?
She kind of had that look in her eye, like, now we need to go find another boyfriend
Definitely.
because you're gonna die.
She
'cause
did.
She doesn't even give a shit about the whole wedding Targaryen. She wants to be the one that's supposed to
Right.
have the
Mm.
throne. On
I
the
don't
throne.
think she
doesn't
wants
want-
to be the queen to his king at
Yeah.
all. Like, she does not want that. She wants to be the one.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of bothering me because it's starting
Something
to
I
look
just
like,
thought of. The freer of the slaves, the breaker of the chains, just wants a slave. She doesn't want anybody to be her equal.
Huh.
That is strange.
I think he did something.
She doesn't believe in him.
But no, I really don't like that they're setting her up to be the villain because it's so simple.
They've been hinting. I know
she's
it's kind of
insane,
right
but-
on the nose with hinting at it for so long.
They have.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I got for Game of Thrones.
Bam. I do have to give a shout out to our man Dan. This is actually Damish's first time hearing about it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Dan's gonna be a dad.
Congratulations, Dan.
Wow, I figured you'd be making jokes or something like, ha, you fucked up.
I was going to, but you spoke too soon. So
Sorry.
remember, Dan, if it's Chinese, it's not yours.
Unless you're Hawkeye.
They'll know
Unless
in
you're Hawkeye.
September.
Alright, I think we'll...
Yeah, keep a good eye on your mailman there, buddy. But congratulations on the for real.
Alright, I think we'll call that there. Everyone happy?
Mm.
Alright, everyone say bye. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.